Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. I'm your host, Harrison Grant. Today's show is presented by Magic Spoon. Guys, I'm going to keep telling you about this cereal because it has changed my life. It's healthy. It's delicious. It's the perfect way to start your morning. MagicSpoon.com/Bears. Get $5 off this delicious and healthy cereal at that link. We'll put it in the live chat as well. MagicSpoon.com/Bears. Okay, let's get into some overreactions. We'll go overreaction Tuesday. We were going to do overreaction Monday, but then we had to talk about Matt Nagy's whole press conference debacle yesterday, so we're talking about it today. Matt Nagy, is he being strategic? A lot of you guys were coming after me in the comments after today's video. Oh, maybe he didn't name a starter in either of his pressers after the game on Sunday or on Monday because he's being strategic. He doesn't want to tell the Browns. He wants to keep them off balance. Well, if that's the truth, then why did he send the PR person out? Because Matt Nagy, after the pressers, sent out the Bears PR person for the media and said, oh, Andy Dalton's the starter if he's healthy. Nagy, to his credit, said last night, he actually said it, not the PR person, on the Bears coaches show that a healthy Dalton would get the nod if he is indeed healthy over Justin Fields. But the whole him being strategic makes no sense whatsoever. Like I said, if it was strategy to keep the Browns off balance, which, by the way, this is the NFL, not high school football, you have to report injuries, then he wouldn't have had the PR person go out there and be like, oh, Nagy misunderstood. Dalton's our starting quarterback. Why did he send him out there then if it was all about competitive strategy from Matt Nagy? He sent the PR person out there because he realized he didn't answer the question for 2 days, and he was like, oh, crap, I better answer it. Just say Nagy's Dalton's the quarterback. Here, PR guy, tell him I said Dalton's the starter. That's what he did. That is what happened. This is not some deep-level strategy from Matt Nagy. I've defended him a lot in the past, but this idea that this is some genius strategy is just ridiculous. Just name a starter, and it sounds like he did when he said Dalton would start if he's healthy. But I don't think he's healthy. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit. Who should start if they're both healthy? Who should get the nod in Week 3? Type AD for Andy Dalton. Type JF for Justin Fields. I'm fine if it's Dalton. I don't agree with it, but just come out and say it. I would type my JF, but if it's Dalton, at least own it if you're Matt Nagy. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel because we'll continue to keep you guys up to date with the latest Bears news, rumors, live streams, watch parties, and a whole lot more. If it's official that Justin Fields will start, we'll break a video down on it here on this show. You see the link below. It's youtube.com/Bears Now. Do not miss any of our coverage because we bring you the best Chicago Bears coverage here on YouTube. Okay, next up, Andy Dalton. Is he going to miss 2+ weeks? I mean, it sounds like it if you trust Pro Football Doc, who seems to be all over this stuff typically. David J. Chow, who I'm sure you've seen him on Twitter. He tweets all the times on Sundays about injuries that pop up. He says the best case scenario of a bone bruise, which is what the injury is, in his left knee, Dalton would miss several weeks. It is Justin Fields' time until sometime in October. This guy is usually spot on. Like, David Chow is usually accurate on his tweets. When the injury happened, he said, at worst, that's an ACL tear. At best, it's a bone bruise. It was a bone bruise. Now he's saying it's multiple weeks. So that tells me Andy Dalton's at least going to miss this game against the Cleveland Browns, and it's probably going to miss the Week 4 matchup against Detroit as well. So it might get taken out of Matt Nagy's hands, which could work out perfectly for him and the team. If Justin Fields balls out these next few weeks, there's the perfect excuse to just move the Justin Fields permanently over Matt Nagy, or over Andy Dalton for Matt Nagy. So we will see what plays out. I don't believe that Dalton's going to start this week barring a miracle, but we'll see what happens. Assuming he does start, are you excited to see Justin Fields start on Sunday? Type Y for yes, or you could type in for I'm a fraud because for some reason you don't want to see Justin Fields play, or I guess you're a Browns fan. Let me know, Y for yes or N for I'm a fraud. Keep it moving here. Allen Robinson, is he overrated? A lot of chatter on this coming out of Week 2 because, of course, he dropped that long touchdown pass. That was a beauty from Justin Fields. By the way, Justin Fields' game in Week 2, perfect example of why you can't go box score hunting. He played a lot better than what he showed on Sunday. The thing about Allen Robinson is he just has to be better. He has to be more consistent. We can roll with this one. This one's fine. We need Allen Robinson to be a consistent player. That's what we need him to be because he's a number one receiver. He's got to come down with that ball in the end zone. He's got to get more targets. The Bears got to get him more targets, but I need to see the consistency from Allen Robinson. You want to get paid? You want to get the bag after this season? You got to come down with that ball. I expect a huge game from him here in week 3 because I think he's really pissed off. A-Rob through 2 games, 8 catches, 59 yards, 1 touchdown. That ain't it for a number one wide receiver. He's on pace for about, 30 yards a game there, just about 17 games. 510 yards? I'm sure he's going to have a lot more. He's had 1,100 plus the last 2 years, but slow start. I expect him to pick it up very, very soon, and he better because this team needs him to. Is Allen Robinson overrated? All that being said, he's not overrated. It's just a slow start and a bad drop. Got to be better, though. Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. I don't think he's overrated. I think this offseason, has weighed on him a little bit because he wanted to get that contract extension and he didn't. But I still think he's going to have a huge year, and I think he's going to have a big game coming up here on Sunday. Shout out to Magic Spoon for sponsoring today's show, guys. The best part about this cereal, of course, delicious. I mean, all food, if it doesn't taste good, no one wants it, right? I mean, you just throw that junk out the window. That's not the case with Magic Spoon, though. It's delicious. But even more importantly, it's got 0 grams of sugar. The nutrition benefits of the cereal is unmatched. You go buy that normal main brand stuff from the cereal, yeah, it tastes good, just like Magic Spoon, but it's awful for you. It's low in protein, it's high in sugar. This is the opposite. This is high in protein, 0 sugar, and only 4 grams of net carbs. Magic Spoon cereal is a game changer. It's delicious, and and the flavors are fantastic as well. Whatever your taste buds are, you guys can give it a shot. You got the blueberry cereal, you've got the cocoa, lots of different ones available at magicspoon.com/bears. Get $5 off at checkout. Try whatever flavors they have. Grab a box, grab 4 boxes. It's all good. magicspoon.com/bears. I promise you they're going to have a flavor that you love at Magic Spoon. Let's keep it rolling here on Overreaction Tuesday. Bears defense is back. I hope so, man. I hope so. Definitely after this past game, they played a lot better than they did in week 1. Now, the competition not as good, but that Bengals offense can move, especially throwing the football, and you hold Joe Burrow to a $179. That's team passing, of course, when you include the sacks. So that's how the NFL keeps team stats there. 4 takeaways. That's the key, man. 4 takeaways is huge, including 3 Joe Burrow interceptions on consecutive passes. 3 straight passes, 3 straight interceptions, including a Roquan pick 6. Like Allen Robinson, need the defense to be more consistent as well. Week 1, bad. Week 2, awesome. You're not going to be as good as you were last week all year, but you can't be as bad as you were in week 1 either. You're going to have better weeks than others, but let's rein it in a little bit. Let's be consistent. Let's be solid week in and week out. Let's stuff the run. Let's make these wide receivers have to earn tight contested catches. I thought Kendall Vilder played better in week 2. The nickel spot is still a problem, as we all know, but this Bears defense was much better, and they could be getting more reinforcements back soon with Eddie Goldman and Danny Trevathan, and they for sure are going to get back Mario Edwards Jr. this week. Okay, number 5, Jaylon Johnson. Is he going to be an all-pro this year? He might, man. I mean, through 2 games, he's probably been having an all-pro season with 5 pass breakups and an interception. He was absolutely dominant against a good Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver unit led by Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, and T. Higgins. He got targeted 7 or 8 times, only 2 catches, 4 pass breakups, and a pick. That is a clinical performance from Jaylon Johnson on Sunday, and the completions he gave up were underneath. They were not big ones. He's a good tackler. I'm very high on this kid. He was really good last year. He's even gotten better this year. He's got 5 pass breakups through 2 games. You put that on pace, you times that by about 9 because of a 17-game season, slightly less than 9 times. He's going to have 40-plus pass breakups. I don't think that'll happen, but 20-plus is definitely a high possibility, and I think he's going to get more takeaways this year as well. I expect a huge year for him, maybe even an all-pro type of season from Jaylon Johnson, even though there's a lot of good corners in the NFL at this point in the league. Okay, those are some overreactions coming out of week 2. Now you look ahead to week 3. Who you got? Type CHI for the Chicago Bears. Type CLE for the Cleveland Browns. Get your votes in right now in the comment section, CHI or CLE. Don't forget to subscribe because we, of course, will have a live watch party for Bears vs. Browns this Sunday. What's a watch party? We go live 15 minutes before kickoff, get you ready for the game, and then I provide live play-by-play with a live scoreboard on screen, stats, injury updates, the whole 9 yards. It's a good time, and we get to watch the game together. YouTube.com/BearsNow. So subscribe and join us this Sunday for Bears vs. Browns.